"It hurts. It's my first time tonight," the virgin bride moaned, then took the cowboy's belt. The shuttle's engines rumbled beneath her feet, a low vibration that seemed to echo inside her chest. Lyra Quinn, barely 23, gripped the edge of the small seat and took a deep breath. This was it. Her first mission beyond the safety of human space stations. Her heart pounded like a drum, both in fear and excitement. The interior lights flickered, casting long shadows across the control panels. Outside the small viewport, the stars stretched in endless blackness. She had studied for years, trained for months, and yet nothing had fully prepared her for this moment. Lyra was officially a rookie explorer, chosen to accompany Captain Rains on the first survey mission to the planet Iridian 9, a world rumored to be hostile, mysterious, and completely uncharted. "Status report, Lyra," came the calm, steady voice of Captain Rains. He was a seasoned explorer, with graying hair and eyes that had seen more than any human should. He exuded a quiet confidence that made others trust him instinctively. "All systems nominal, Captain. Navigation is holding steady. Life support is green," Lyra reported, trying to keep her voice steady despite the adrenaline racing through her. Rains nodded. "Good. Remember, rookie, this isn't a training exercise. Iridian 9 is unpredictable. Stay sharp. Observe. Don't panic. And trust your instincts." Lyra swallowed hard. She wanted to respond with some clever remark, but her throat felt dry. Instead, she simply nodded. The shuttle's engines hummed louder as they descended into the atmosphere of Iridian 9. The view outside shifted from star-speckled black to swirling clouds tinged with purple and orange. Lightning flashed in the distance, streaking across the alien sky like fiery veins. "This is incredible," Lyra whispered under her breath. She had read reports, seen images, watched simulation videos, but nothing matched the living, breathing chaos of the planet itself. The clouds moved like giant, unpredictable creatures, and the winds roared even from this high altitude. "Eyes forward," Rain said sharply. "We need to find a safe landing zone." Lyra nodded again, focusing on the instruments. The scanner beeped insistently. "Captain, there's unusual energy readings about 2 kilometers ahead. Possibly a geothermal vent or something else." Rains leaned forward, eyes narrowing. Something else on Iridian 9 is worth noting. Mark the coordinates. We'll investigate once we land." The shuttle tilted sharply, and Lyra gripped the seat so hard her knuckles turned white. She felt the familiar tingle of fear mixed with excitement, a sensation she had chased her whole life. Every fiber of her being screamed at her to run back to the safety of Earth's orbit, but something stronger, the human need to explore, to face the unknown, kept her rooted. Minutes later, they broke through the clouds. Iridian 9 spread beneath them, a vast landscape of jagged mountains, glowing rivers of molten minerals, and dense, misty forests. The colors were unnatural, deep blues, shocking reds, and eerie greens, but beautiful in a way only alien worlds could be. Rain spoke quietly. "We'll land near that clearing. The scanner shows stable ground." Lyra's stomach twisted as the shuttle dipped lower, dodging sharp spires of rock that seemed to claw at the sky. Then, with a jolt, the shuttle touched down. Dust and strange pollen swirled into the cabin. The engines powered down, and for a moment, there was only the heavy, electric silence of an alien world. Lyra exhaled shakily. We made it." Rains didn't answer immediately. Instead, he checked the instruments, scanning for anomalies. Finally, he looked at her with a small, approving nod. First step done. Now comes the real challenge, leaving the shuttle. The cabin doors hissed as they opened. Lyra's eyes widened at the sight outside. The air shimmered, thick with humidity and faint electrical energy. Strange plants leaned and swayed even though the wind was still. A low hum resonated from the ground, vibrating through her boots. "Stay close," Rains instructed. "We don't know if the atmosphere is completely safe." Even with our suits, exposure can be dangerous. Lyra followed, her boots crunching on strange, crystal-like soil. Every step was a discovery. Small insects with translucent wings darted through the air, leaving trails of faint light. Massive vines twisted around trees, pulsing as if alive. The alien world was both breathtaking and terrifying, a perfect blend of beauty and danger. She felt something tug at the edge of her mind, a strange curiosity. Humans were explorers by nature, she realized. The fear, the wonder, the instinct to push forward, that was humanity's greatest weapon. Even against worlds like this, humans thrived. "Look," Rain said, pointing to the horizon. A massive structure, half buried in crystal sands, glimmered in the sunlight. Its shape was unlike anything Lyra had ever seen. It wasn't natural. Someone, or something, built it. Lyra's breath caught. "Is that alien?" "Most likely," Rains replied. "And that's why we're here. Scan it, map it, but don't touch anything until we know what we're dealing with." Lyra raised her portable scanner, and the device beeped furiously. Energy signatures were off the charts, far beyond human technology. Her pulse quickened. "Captain, this structure is massive, and it's active." Rains frowned. "Active? Meaning? I don't know yet, but the readings, there's power, heat, movement. It's like it's alive." Rain studied her for a moment, then said, "Good instincts, rookie. That's why you're here. Humans survive because we notice things, think fast, and act when necessary. Remember that." Lyra nodded, though her mind raced. Alive or not, the structure promised danger and discovery. Humanity had never faced anything like this, and here she was, a rookie explorer, about to step into the unknown. The first night on Iridian 9 was uneasy. They set up a temporary camp near the shuttle, and Lyra kept watch, scanning the skies and surrounding terrain. The twin moons of the planet rose slowly, casting strange shadows across the jagged landscape. The hum from the alien structure continued, a constant reminder that the world wasn't just beautiful. It was alive, aware, and possibly dangerous. Lyra sat by the portable fire unit, her mind spinning. She thought of Earth, her family, her home, her training. And yet, she knew this moment was what she had been waiting for. Humans were meant to explore, to push boundaries, to challenge the impossible. Fear was natural, but courage defined her species. A sudden rustle from the nearby forest made her heart leap. She raised her scanner, which immediately began flashing red. Something moved, something large. "Captain?" she called softly. Rains was already moving, calm and deliberate, checking the scanner as well. "Yes, Lyra, stay calm. Whatever it is, we're prepared." From the shadows emerged a creature unlike anything Lyra had imagined, towering over them. With shimmering scales and eyes like liquid metal, it paused at the edge of the clearing. It watched them, curious but not immediately hostile. Lyra's first instinct was to panic, but Rains placed a steady hand on her shoulder. "Observe, learn. Human survival isn't about strength alone. It's about understanding." Lyra nodded, taking a careful step forward. The creature tilted its head, making a low, resonant sound. It wasn't attacking, it was communicating. Or at least trying to. For the first time, Lyra felt the thrill of true exploration. Not through simulations, not through textbooks, but real, living discovery. This was humanity at its finest, curious, brave, and undaunted, even in the face of the unknown. She straightened, heart pounding. This is it, my first mission, and I won't fail. Rains nodded, a faint smile crossing his face. That's the spirit, rookie. Welcome to the frontier. The twin moons shone above them, and in the quiet hum of the alien world, Lyra understood one thing clearly. Humanity would survive. Humanity would explore, and humanity, her people, would prevail no matter how strange or dangerous the universe became. And with that thought, she took her first deliberate step toward the mysterious structure, toward the unknown, toward her destiny. Lyra's boots crunched over the crystal-like soil as she followed Captain Rains toward the massive alien structure. The creature from earlier had retreated into the mist, watching silently from a distance. The hum of the structure grew louder with every step, vibrating through the soles of her boots, her chest, even her teeth. This place, it feels alive, Lyra whispered, her voice trembling slightly. Rains nodded, keeping his eyes on the path ahead. It's possible. Many alien civilizations design their structures with integrated energy systems. Sometimes it can appear sentient. Lyra swallowed hard. Her first mission had started with excitement, but now a mix of awe and fear settled in. Every instinct told her to be cautious. Humans had survived by being clever, quick, and cautious. This world demanded nothing less. The entrance loomed ahead, a massive arch of glowing crystal that pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. The scanner in Lyra's hand beeped frantically. Captain, the energy readings here are off the charts. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Good, Rain said. That means we're in the right place. Keep your scanner active and note everything. Human survival isn't just about brute force, it's about understanding. Taking a deep breath, Lyra stepped forward. The structure seemed to welcome her. The light shifted subtly, illuminating intricate patterns etched into the walls. They were symbols, some geometric, others flowing like liquid. Lyra traced them with her eyes. They didn't match any known language, but they felt deliberate, intelligent. This isn't just a building, she murmured. It's a message. Or a warning, Rains added, his voice steady. He gestured for her to stay close. We learn, we observe, and we leave if necessary. Nothing human survives by rushing blindly. The floor beneath them was smooth but emitted a faint glow. With each step, the walls seemed to react, light patterns shifting as if tracking their movements. Lyra felt a shiver run down her spine. Do you think it's conscious? She asked softly. Rains paused, scanning the energy readings. It's possible. If it is, it's aware of us. That's why we need to be careful, respect its signals, and it might allow us safe passage. Lyra nodded, swallowing her fear. Humans thrived on curiosity, but they survived through patience. Her mind raced with possibilities. If this structure was alive, it could hold incredible knowledge or unimaginable danger. As they moved deeper, the corridors widened. The air was warm, tinged with a faint metallic scent. Strange plants grew along the walls, their leaves glowing softly. Lyra knelt to examine one. These aren't just decorations. They seem functional, maybe energy conduits or sensors. Rains looked over. Good observation. Humans notice details. That's what sets us apart from most species. Our curiosity is a survival tool. Lyra smiled faintly, heart racing. Even in fear, Pride swelled inside her. She was here, at the edge of human knowledge, facing the unknown. Suddenly, the floor beneath them vibrated strongly. A low, resonant sound filled the corridor. Lyra stumbled slightly, gripping the wall. "Stay calm," Rains instructed. "The structure is responding. Move slowly." A door-like section of the wall slid open silently ahead, revealing a massive chamber bathed in soft blue light. At its center stood a crystalline console, humming with energy. Strange symbols rotated above it, floating like holograms. Lyra approached cautiously. Her scanner beeped wildly. "Captain, this console is absorbing and projecting energy. It's alive." Rains stepped forward, examining it carefully. "It's a control hub, possibly a central intelligence for the structure. Let's proceed with caution." Lyra nodded, heart pounding. She reached out and touched the surface gently. A wave of warmth pulsed through her hand. The symbols above shifted rapidly, forming new patterns she couldn't understand. A voice echoed not through sound, but directly inside her mind. "Humans, welcome." Lyra froze, eyes wide. Did you hear that?" Rains nodded slowly. "I heard it. The structure is communicating." The voice continued, calm and neutral. "We observe, we learn. Approach with respect or leave." Lyra swallowed. This was incredible. Humans had encountered alien life before, but never something like this, an intelligence embedded in a building itself. She felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. "Captain, it's talking to us," she whispered. Rains nodded, remaining calm. "Respond carefully. Humans communicate with respect, curiosity, and honesty. That's how we survive." Lyra focused. "We are explorers from Earth," she said aloud, though the voice seemed to hear her directly in her mind. "We come in peace. We wish to learn and understand." The symbols above shifted again. A soft hum filled the room, and then a door opened on the opposite side of the chamber. Beyond it lay a vast corridor, lined with more glowing symbols and alien flora. Rains gave her a nod. "It's allowing us to proceed. Keep your scanner active. Note everything. Remember, humans survive by adapting and learning." Lyra followed, awe filling her senses. Every step was a discovery. Energy flowed along the walls like rivers of light. Strange creatures, smaller than the one outside, darted among the plants. None seemed hostile, but all watched with curious, glowing eyes. "This place, it's a library," Lyra said softly, scanning the symbols. "Not just of knowledge, but of energy, life, maybe even consciousness itself." Rains smiled faintly. "Exactly. Humans thrive because we explore. We seek knowledge. And when we understand, we survive." As they continued, a sudden pulse of energy shot through the corridor. Lyra stumbled, dropping her scanner. The pulse faded as quickly as it had come, leaving only a faint glow. "Stay close," Rain said, moving protectively. "This structure is alive. It tests us, observes us. Do not react with fear. React with reason." Lyra picked up her scanner, heart racing. Her hands trembled slightly. Humans felt fear, but fear didn't define them. Courage did. Curiosity did. Intelligence did. And she had all three, even if she felt small in the vastness of this alien world. They reached another chamber, larger than the first. At its center floated a massive crystalline sphere, pulsing with energy. The voice returned. "Humans, do you seek understanding?" Lyra stepped forward, speaking carefully. "Yes, we seek knowledge." We wish to learn how you function, how this world works, and how to survive. The sphere pulsed brighter. Then you will face challenges. Only those who observe, adapt, and persevere may learn. Are you prepared? Rains stepped beside her. We are human. We face the unknown, and we adapt. We survive. The sphere shimmered, and the floor beneath them shifted. Panels opened, revealing a pathway leading downward into darkness. The hum grew louder, more resonant, vibrating through their bodies. Lyra swallowed hard. This is the real test, isn't it? Rains nodded. Yes, humans are survivors because we face what others flee from. This is our moment, and it starts now. With a deep breath, Lyra stepped onto the moving path. The energy hummed beneath her, lighting the way forward. Every step was a thrill, every shadow a mystery. She glanced at Rains, who gave a faint nod of encouragement. Humans had survived countless worlds. They had faced impossible odds, hostile environments, and strange beings beyond imagination. And now, on Iridian 9, they faced something entirely new, an alien intelligence that would test their courage, wisdom, and resilience. Lyra felt a surge of determination. She was a human. She was a survivor, and she would face whatever lay ahead. The pathway descended into darkness, glowing symbols guiding them deeper. Whatever the structure demanded, she knew humanity had the tools to succeed: curiosity, courage, and intelligence. And as the hum of the alien structure surrounded them, Lyra understood the truth of human nature. No matter the danger, humans would explore. Humans would adapt. Humans would triumph. Her first mission was no longer just about observation. It was about proving that humanity, even in the farthest reaches of space, could survive and even thrive against the unknown. Lyra gripped the railing of the moving path, heart pounding. Ahead lay darkness, danger, and discovery. And for the first time, she felt the full weight of being human and the thrill of embracing it. Whatever lay ahead, she knew one thing: humans never gave up. The moving pathway descended steadily into darkness, the glow from the alien symbols flickering across Lyra's face. Her pulse raced. Every step felt heavier than the last, as if the structure itself were testing her resolve. Captain Rains walked beside her, calm and composed, scanning every corner. His experience gave Lyra courage, but even he could not hide the tension in his posture. "This place," Lyra whispered, her voice barely audible over the hum that filled the chamber. "It feels alive, like it's watching us." "It is," Rain said quietly. "Structures like this were built to respond. Humans survive because we notice, adapt, and act. That's exactly what it's expecting us to do." Lyra nodded. She gripped the railing tightly. Her first mission was no longer just exploration. It was a test. Every fiber of her being was alert, every sense on high. As they rounded a corner, the corridor widened into a massive chamber. The walls pulsed with soft blue and green lights, illuminating the room in an ethereal glow. At the center floated a translucent barrier, shimmering like liquid glass. Behind it was a massive orb, swirling with energy, clearly the heart of the structure. The alien voice spoke again, calm and resonant. "Humans, to proceed, you must face the trial. Only those who demonstrate courage, intelligence, and cooperation may pass." Lyra swallowed. "A trial," she murmured. "What kind of trial?" the structure responded. Not in words, but in action. Sections of the floor shifted, creating a series of platforms suspended over a glowing chasm. Energy arcs crackled across the gaps, and the path forward seemed impossible. Rains observed carefully. "It's a test of problem-solving and courage. Watch, plan, and move deliberately. Lyra's heart pounded. The chasm below was terrifying, glowing with alien energy that seemed to pulse in rhythm with her heartbeat. Yet fear only sharpened her senses. She could do this. Humans thrived under pressure. Humans survived because they acted when others froze. Step carefully, Rain said. Watch the energy flows. The platforms shift in response to movement. Timing is everything. Lyra focused, analyzing the patterns. The platforms shifted rhythmically, rising and lowering, some expanding, others collapsing. She noticed a pattern, small delays between each movement, almost like a code. I think I see it, she said, pointing. Step on the first platform when it rises. Then pause. The second platform moves after a short delay. It's predictable if we time it right. Rains nodded approvingly. Good observation, rookie. That's what humans do best. Notice patterns others miss. Lyra took a deep breath and stepped onto the first platform. It hummed beneath her weight, glowing brighter. The second platform rose as predicted. She leapt, landing carefully. Her heart pounded with triumph. Humans were clever, quick, and fearless. This was exactly the kind of situation they excelled in. Rains followed, moving with precision. Together, they navigated the shifting platforms, each leap and step calculated. The alien energy pulsed beneath their feet, almost as if the structure were aware of their success. Halfway across, a section of the platforms collapsed suddenly, faster than Lyra expected. She stumbled but caught the edge of a stable platform, barely holding on. "Careful!" Rain shouted, grabbing her arm. Humans survive by staying calm, even when the unexpected happens. Keep your focus. Lyra nodded, swallowing the fear rising in her chest. Humans adapted, and she would adapt too. She pulled herself onto the next platform, and together they continued across the chasm. When they reached the other side, a door slid open silently, revealing a new chamber. This one was filled with floating geometric shapes, suspended in midair. Energy streams connected the shapes like a complex circuit. The alien voice spoke again. "Humans, the trial continues. Solve the pattern or remain here forever." Lyra approached cautiously. It's like a puzzle. Energy flows connect these shapes. We need to redirect them to the core. Rains nodded. Use your scanner. Humans survive by using tools intelligently. Observe, test, adjust. Lyra activated her scanner. The patterns of energy shifted in response, highlighting certain paths. She experimented, moving energy streams from one shape to another. Each adjustment caused a hum of resonance, and slowly, a network began to form. "This is it," Lyra whispered. "If we complete the network, the structure will allow us forward." Minutes passed as they worked together, testing hypotheses, correcting mistakes, and adjusting the energy flow. Sweat dripped down Lyra's forehead, and her hands trembled from both fear and excitement. This was human ingenuity at work. Observation, analysis, and persistence. Finally, the energy network stabilized. The geometric shapes glowed brightly, and a section of the wall slid open, revealing another chamber. The voice spoke once more. "Humans, you demonstrate courage, intelligence, and cooperation. You may proceed." Lyra exhaled, relief washing over her. "We did it," she said softly. "We passed the trial." Rains placed a hand on her shoulder. "Not just passed, Lyra. You adapted. You observed. You survived. That's what makes humans extraordinary." The next chamber was different from the others. It was vast, almost cathedral-like, with a ceiling so high it seemed to vanish into darkness. At the center floated a sphere of pure energy, larger than the last. Streams of light extended from it, touching every wall. Lyra's scanner beeped frantically. "Captain, the energy levels here are incredible. If we're not careful, we could be overwhelmed." Rains nodded. "Stay calm. Humans survive by respecting forces beyond their understanding. Observe first, act second." As they stepped closer, the alien voice spoke again. "Humans, your species is resilient. Few have reached this stage. The final trial awaits. Do you continue?" Lyra looked at Rains. His expression was calm but intense. "We continue," he said firmly. "Yes," Lyra agreed. "We've come this far. Humans survive. Humans explore. We don't turn back." The sphere pulsed, sending a wave of energy through the chamber. The lights shifted, creating a maze of beams. They would have to navigate this maze carefully, without touching the energy streams, to reach the other side. Lyra's heart pounded, but fear only sharpened her senses. She noticed a rhythm in the pulses, a timing that could be used to cross safely. "Follow my lead," she said. "We can do this if we time it right." Step by step, they moved through the maze. Energy arcs shimmered dangerously close, but Lyra's careful observation allowed her to predict their movements. Each successful step strengthened her confidence. Humans were survivors. Humans were explorers. And she... Lyra Quinn was proving that in the farthest reaches of space. Finally, they reached the center of the chamber, where the sphere floated. It pulsed one last time, and then projected a holographic map of Iridian. 9. Symbols appeared, marking areas of energy, life forms, and hidden structures. The voice spoke one final time. "Humans, you have demonstrated the qualities that define your species: courage, intelligence, courage, cooperation, curiosity. You may continue your journey, and the knowledge of this world is now yours to learn." Lyra felt a surge of pride. They had passed the first major trial. Humans survived because they faced the unknown, adapted, and learned. And now, this alien intelligence had acknowledged them. Rains smiled faintly. "Congratulations, Lyra. You're no longer just a rookie. You're a human who has faced the unknown and prevailed. That's what makes us remarkable." Lyra's chest swelled with determination. This was only the beginning, she knew. Iridian. 9 held countless mysteries, dangers, and opportunities. But humans thrived in the unknown, and she would prove that again and again. The chamber's energy pulse faded, leaving them in quiet light. Lyra activated her scanner, mapping the new information. The alien structure had shared knowledge, a gift, or perhaps a reward for demonstrating humanity's strengths. As they prepared to move deeper into the structure, Lyra thought of Earth, of her family, of the countless humans who had explored, survived, and thrived. She felt a surge of confidence. Humans were resilient. Humans were intelligent. Humans could face the universe and overcome. And with that thought, she stepped forward, ready for whatever the structure and Iridian 9 would throw at them next. The corridor ahead stretched into darkness, glowing faintly with the pulsating light of the alien structure. Lyra's chest swelled with determination. They had passed the first trial and navigated the energy maze, but Rains's expression reminded her that the journey was far from over. "This next section," he said quietly, "is the heart of the structure. Be ready for anything." Lyra nodded. Humans survived because they expected the unexpected. She felt fear, yes, but it was tempered by excitement and focus. This was what humanity was born to do: Explore, adapt, and overcome. The pathway opened into a massive chamber, so vast it felt like a cathedral. At the center floated a sphere of pure energy, larger than anything Lyra had seen. Streams of glowing energy extended from it, reaching the walls, ceiling, and floor like veins. The hum of the structure intensified, vibrating through her bones. The alien voice spoke again, calm and resonant. Humans, to proceed, you must face the greatest trial. Only those who show true courage, intelligence, and unity will survive. Lyra swallowed. The air was thick with power, almost suffocating, yet the thought of giving up never crossed her mind. Humans thrived on challenge. Humans learned, adapted, and conquered. She would not fail. The sphere pulsed and split into multiple holographic forms, each projecting different scenarios. Some showed violent storms, others strange alien creatures, and others shifting labyrinths of energy. The voice continued. You must navigate the dangers, reach the core, and prove that humans can survive where others would perish. Rain stepped beside her. Observe first, plan second. Move together. That's what humans do best. That's why we survive. Lyra nodded, focusing on the first scenario. A holographic storm filled the chamber, winds howling and lightning striking unseen ground. The path forward became treacherous, with floating platforms rising and falling. This is like the first trial, she said, analyzing the patterns, but more dangerous. We need to time it perfectly. Rain studied the platforms. Use your instincts and your scanner. Humans notice details, others miss. That's our strength. Step by step, they navigated the storm, timing their movements to the rhythm of the holographic winds. Sparks of energy sizzled around them, but neither hesitated. Humans survived because they adapted to dangers, calculated their risks, and moved with precision. When the storm faded, another holographic scenario appeared, a massive creature, unlike the one they had seen outside, blocking the path. Its body shimmered with energy, and it moved with intelligence. Lyra's scanner beeped furiously. Captain, it's analyzing us. It's testing our reactions. Rains nodded. Do not fight blindly. Observe. Predict. React intelligently. Humans survive by thinking ahead. The creature lunged forward in simulation, and Lyra moved quickly, studying its pattern. Each movement had a rhythm, a predictable sequence. She directed the holographic energy to redirect its attacks safely away from them. Rains followed, adjusting the energy streams and maintaining balance. Together, they outsmarted the creature. The hologram dissipated, replaced by a new path leading deeper into the chamber. Lyra's heart pounded. Humans thrived on intelligence and courage. Even when facing danger, they observed, adapted, and overcame. She felt pride in herself, in Rains, and in humanity. The final scenario appeared, a labyrinth of shifting energy walls, constantly rearranging. One wrong step, and the floor below would open into glowing chasms. The spear pulsed violently. Humans survive because we solve problems others fear, Rains said. Plan each step, communicate, and move carefully. Lyra nodded, scanning the maze. Patterns emerged, and she noticed subtle cues in the energy flows, hints at the correct path. Timing and observation would be crucial. They moved together, step by step, following the subtle patterns. The maze shifted, trying to confuse them, but their patience and focus prevailed. Each correct step brought them closer to the center of the chamber. Finally, they reached the core, a glowing platform at the very heart of the chamber. The sphere of energy above pulsed one final time, bathing them in light. The alien voice spoke, reverent now.
Humans!
You have demonstrated true courage, intelligence, and unity. The heart of this world acknowledges you. Lyra felt a surge of triumph. They had passed the greatest trial. Humans survived because they were adaptable, intelligent, and courageous. And now, the alien structure recognized them as worthy. A holographic map expanded, revealing hidden areas of Iridian. 9. Energy nodes, life forms, and mysterious structures were clearly marked. The voice spoke once more. The knowledge of Iridian. 9 is now open to you. Use it wisely. Rains looked at Lyra, pride evident in his eyes. You've done exceptionally well, rookie. You're not just exploring. You're proving humanity's resilience. Lyra smiled faintly, her chest swelling with determination. Humans were explorers. Humans survived the unknown. And now she had tangible proof that even in the most alien environments, humans could adapt and thrive. As they prepared to exit the chamber, the energy sphere pulsed one last time, sending a wave of warmth and light through the structure. It felt like a silent acknowledgement, a reward for their courage and intelligence. Lyra activated her scanner, mapping every detail. The knowledge gained here could change humanity's understanding of alien life and energy systems. It was more than discovery. It was empowerment. Outside the chamber, the path back to the shuttle seemed less threatening. They had conquered the heart of Iridian. 9. But the planet still held mysteries, dangers, and opportunities. Humans survived by continuing to explore, to learn, and to adapt. Lyra glanced at Rains. This is incredible. We've proven humans can survive here, even thrive. But what else is out there? Rains smiled faintly. That's the beauty of exploration, Lyra. Humans never stop. The universe is vast, dangerous, and unknown. But that's exactly where we belong. That's what makes us extraordinary. Lyra nodded, understanding fully. This was more than a mission. It was a demonstration of human resilience, intelligence, and courage. Humans survived because they faced the impossible, adapted, and never gave up. As they made their way back through the corridors, the alien structure seemed calmer, almost respectful. The hum that had once vibrated violently now flowed gently, like a heartbeat, in sync with theirs. Lyra felt a deep sense of pride. She had come to this alien world as a rookie explorer. She had faced trials that tested her courage, intelligence, and unity. And she had emerged victorious. The shuttle awaited them, ready to take them back to the surface. Iridian. 9's secrets were vast, but humans had earned the right to continue their exploration. Every challenge had been met, every danger assessed, and every trial survived. Stepping into the shuttle, Lyra looked back at the alien structure one last time. It pulsed softly in the distance, a reminder of the challenges they had overcome and the knowledge they had gained. Rains activated the engines. Humans survive because we learn from every experience. We adapt, explore, and thrive. Remember that, rookie. That's what defines us. Lyra nodded, determination blazing in her eyes. Humans were resilient. Humans were clever. Humans survived against all odds. And on Iridian, 9, they had proven it once again. As the shuttle lifted off, leaving the glowing structure behind, Lyra felt a surge of purpose. This was only the beginning. Iridian. 9 had more secrets, more mysteries, and more trials awaiting them. But humanity was ready. And she, Lyra Quinn, was ready to lead the way. The twin moons of Iridian. 9 glimmered in the sky as the shuttle rose, casting shadows across the alien landscape. The planet was dangerous, beautiful, and mysterious, but humans belonged here. Humans explored, humans survived, and humans would continue to do so, no matter how far the universe stretched. Lyra looked forward, excitement and determination in her heart. The trials had tested her, but they had also proven something greater: humanity's resilience, and that knowledge, that certainty, would guide them through the challenges still to come. For humans, the unknown was never a threat. It was an opportunity. And Lyra Quinn was ready to seize it.